Oh. So now we go do the cool part. Oh, is it lit in here? That's cool. Good morning, welcome to Cooley Outdoors. I am your host, Brandon Scott, and with me today is going to be where'd he go? There he is. My father. It is, what, the second full day of spring, March 22nd, and we are at Fort Worden State Park in Port Townsend, Washington. We're going to be doing a walk around of the batteries. I envision we'll be making at least 2, if not 3 trips to Fort Worden for content purposes, because there is a lot of batteries here and some other trails and a big historically relevant campus with a whole bunch of historically relevant buildings still in the park. So if I were to try and film all that in one go, it would take us all day, and it would probably take 3, maybe 4 hours to video all of it. So I've decided I'm going to break it up into multiple, more digestible chunks, hopefully keep them around 45-minute videos. So this first video, we are going to be doing the main artillery hill batteries, the big boys. This is going to be the 3 10-inch gun emplacements, the 1 12-inch gun emplacement, and then the 2 mortar pits. And then the next video will be the outer ring of batteries, the searchlights, and then the last video will be walking around the campus, exploring all the old, or looking at all the old buildings. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and obviously I'll tag those 2 later videos when we go and eventually do them. And then because it is now springtime and the low tides are during the middle of the day, we're gonna go walk on one of the 2 beaches that Fort Worden has facing either north or either east afterwards, because, you know, good low tides. So the only 2 books that carry Fort Worden are going to be the Washington State Parks and hikes on the beaches around Puget Sound. So Washington State Parks, this is the 3rd edition. I managed to find it and not use the 2nd edition. Fort Worden State Park and Conference Center on page 45. I will post a much better and more updated PDF map of this in the screen here also. But we are parked, where are we parked? I think we're parked somewhere in this triangle, so we'll come around. We'll hit 7, 6, 5, 4, 8, and 9, which are in that order. Battery, Randall, Quarles, Ash, Benson, and the 2 mortar pits, which are Powell and Brandon. And there's searchlights and batteries out here, there's batteries out here, there's some batteries down here, which we'll do in another video. And then the final video will cover this large, extensive historical campus. Yeah, so that's gonna be freaking sick to go see. And then of course, walks and hikes on the beaches of Puget Sound. There are 2 good sections of beach on Fort Worden. There's the North Slope and the East Slope. Both are a mile-ish long one way, so those should be nice walks. And there's a lighthouse. You can also take lighthouse tours and like the artillery. I think there's an artillery museum here at the state park, which we may or may not go walk through. But yeah, there's going to be theoretically a whole bunch of stuff to go do. This isn't going to be very steep. I mean, this is paved and graveled trails walking through concrete bunkers, so this isn't going to be very difficult to do. And even though it is the first day of spring and it's not raining, there's only, what, 3 cars parked in this parking lot, or 4 cars parked in this parking lot, which is the theoretical best access to do this. So yeah, there still isn't going to be a ton of people. So I think that's all I want to talk about until we start moving along. So yeah, let's go hit the, not trail, but let's go hit the campus and find out. Map, entrance gate, vehicle parked down there. So the main loop around near Artillery Hill, but not necessarily through all the bunkers, is paved, but we will have to be bailing on 2 gravel trails here quickly. So the 4 big bunkers we will be doing: Randall, Quarles, Ash, and can't think of the last one. And then the 2 mortar pits, Brandon and Powell, is what we're going to be seeing today. Oh. Benson is the 4th big one. So Randall, Quarles, and Benson are all 10-inch guns, or were 10-inch guns. I don't think there's any guns here left at Worden. I know Flagler and Casey, I think, the only ones that have guns that were put back into them. So 10 inches and 12 inches, and they are all named after officers that served and or died in either the Civil War or the Mexican-American War. So Worden, of course, is the third fort in the Triangle of Fire, or the Triangle of Death, that was built around the entrance to Admiralty Inlet and the inner Puget Sound to access Seattle, Tacoma, Bremerton, and the like. Morning. The other two forts being Casey and Flagler, which we have already visited both of those, and I'll tag those videos there back to back, and also they'll be down in the video description because it appears YouTube does not like tagging videos anymore. So you have these three forts with their huge guns, all built during the Endicott period, which was the late 1900s, early 1910s, just in time for World War I. They all never fired a shot in anger, obviously, because nobody came into Puget Sound. And by, we'll say mid-World War II, 1942, 1943, most of these guns were actually removed and used other places, shipped to Europe and the like. So they're usually just used for training and staging of recruits and such before they were shipped off to either Japan or Europe in World War II. And then in the 60s, I think it was, they got some correctly sized guns, correct period guns, from one of our forts, old forts in the Philippines, I want to say it's Fort Dent, and they put some guns back into Fort Casey and Fort Flagler, but I don't think there's any guns here at Worden. So you'll just be left with the concrete. And then also, so the forts were all decommissioned shortly after World War II, because obviously they weren't useful anymore. Oh, somebody got some hair pulled. And then they were turned over to the state to become parks in the, I want to say, the mid to late 50s and early 60s.
Park that's on the other side by Astoria.
Yeah.
When I went through, there is a fully restored gun there.
Oh, at crap, what is it? I can't think of what the fort's name is. We do need to go down there and walk through there a few times too.
The guy got one somehow and fully restored on its own, back to exact working order. I think with the missing pin. Otherwise, it's completely rebuilt from drawings.
Nice. Our first gun emplacement is there, but I think first we're gonna go look at this Memories Vault art installation. Alright, why is this rock so special and encased in concrete? And whose grave am I pissing off by standing on it? So yes, this is a art installation for a whole bunch of poems and other short stories they wrote about what life was like serving. 1988 by Richard Turner. On this site stood the barracks which housed members of the Army Corps of Engineers who from 1898 were responsible to 1907 were responsible for the design and construction of the artillery batteries at Fort Worden. The concrete in which the plans for the batteries were kept is all that remains of the original structure. Oh, this is the barracks for the engineers when they were building it. So yes, this was commissioned by Washington State in 88, specifically for the engineers who first built Worden because their barracks burned down. Interesting.
See them cut out in T-forms, those Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
Didn't do a very good job of this one of making the concrete smooth.
No.
Void free.
Well, this might be the footing from the original barracks. And it's just weathered out. That might be what this is.
This might be what I'm standing on.
This looks like all quote unquote modern pouring. And then this was obviously done afterwards, but I would think that this would be the original entryway. Interspersed with bike trails and hike trails throughout. Alright, moving on. First battery, Battery Randall. A pair of 10-inch rifled guns named after Brigadier General Allenson Merwin Randall, U.S. Volunteers 1st Artillery, who served with distinction during the Civil War and died in 1887. And of course, this would be the paved road continues close by, but not too. I think that's your restroom. I don't think it's very open though. And going off that direction, I believe are trails that'll drop down to the beach and the beach campground. Yes, Talls, Campground, Beach, JFK, Wilson. So yes, things we'll see otherwise. But now we are officially walking along the main gun line, starting with Battery Allenson Randall. Looks very much the same, except for the trees were allowed to grow in the last 120 years. But it adds to the ooh-ah.
Missing some hardware.
And missing some important hardware. It would really be nice if guns were put back here. Nice old-timey picture. So we're going to Randall, Quarles, Ash, Benson, Powell, and Brandon, and we'll save Tolls and the searchlights and the other further out batteries for a different time. It looks like a huge parade ground here behind Quarles and Ash. All right, walk somewhere. Vámonos. Uh-oh. Gotta find a flashlight. So obviously, one of the guns sat there. One of the guns sat further over there. That was your overall command post. Racks are still in, that's cool. Gun pit 1. Mr. Allenson Randall. Huh. Flagler, they had much better labeling for all this. Those doors aren't open. Doesn't let you walk through to the other one? Weird. Strange. So here's a rotunda for one of the pits, or for one of the guns, I should say. I wonder if we can actually get up on top, if that ladder is blocked off or not. Seaplane. I'm gonna see if I can get up here really quick. It looks like it's a ladder. I mean, obviously these things weren't built for civilian convenience. These were built for fit young military-aged men to be able to scramble up and down quickly. You know what? Let's see if we can do this, YouTube. Caution. Video quality may go down. I am not saying you should necessarily do this. I am doing this so you don't have to. That's just a probably observation spot. Louvers, I would think. Of course, when this was built, none of this vegetation was here. I didn't take a short, dang it. I can take a short going up the steps towards where Dad is. And then it's just one massive concrete bunker divided up into the 3-4 sections of the guns. You got Randall, and you go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, but it's all one big concrete structure. Yeah, now we gotta go down the ladder with a GoPro in hand. Pardon the quality interruption. That wasn't too bad. Alright, let's get the old nice. Walking around Battery Allenson Randall, one of 3 10-inch rifled gun batteries at Fort Worden. This is going to be going to the port side gun pit. The starboard side gun pit is back that way through that arch. It's weird that there's no, or at least they don't let us into the underground passageways connecting. And that's where the gun lay. I think I'm just gonna let this be one big, long, continuous video until we're done with the main 4 batteries. That let us go down in? Ooh. Flashlight.
Jump.
Activate. Yeah, you're too old for that. There we go. Maybe. Kind of. A little muddy. Oh well. Oh yeah, there we go. I thought so. Probably control room. Ooh, it's still got some of, not all of, the asbestos sound deadening in here. Oh yeah.
Here. The big pocket's a big flashlight next to my backpack.
I gotta go all the way down to the big pocket? Do you want the flat one or the rounded one? Sorry, YouTube. This one still has some of the asbestos sound deadening in it. One of the smaller batteries at Flagler, the entire thing still had all of its sound deadening in it. Womp womp. Pull on this thing? Ooh, no. Get skinny. Think skinny thoughts. Think skinny thoughts. Uh-oh. That would be the foam pad being carried sideways, getting stuck on the skinny entryway. This will take us up to the other one. Look at all the moss in the holes, that's cool. Yeah. There was a whole bunch of them the first one you wandered through too. I don't think it's doing too well. I don't think it's a very happy camper. Hey, knock it off. They're having World War III over here in the corner.
Making new ones.
Uh-huh. See, look, the sunshine's coming out. But now we're kind of stuck. Just go down and up and on to the next one. Which was, what is the next one? Oh, Sabrina says the mall just went out of power.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah. Next one is Battery Quarrels, which is another 10. Yeah, which has 3 10-inch guns. And he's named after Captain Augustus Quarles, who was killed in action during the Mexican-American War of 1847. I may have one layer on too many. Oh well. Eh? Mm-hmm. Big spider. Yep. Shit. More like just covering up the worst of the graffiti. I hear an angry bald eagle. Alright, so this is going to be Augustus Quarles, and it has 3 gun emplacements. There's one, there's the command post, and then further away is the command post for Ash, which is the big boy gun. That would be the top end of your hoist, bringing up either your shells or your bag charges. I didn't even look at marine traffic to see if there was any big boats coming by that we could watch today.
I'm sure there is.
Is who's going by? Something small. Ah, Victoria Clipper, one of the high-speed ferries. Otherwise, no, there is no big boats coming by. One of the Victoria Clippers is going by right now, but otherwise, no, there are no big boats or tugs going by today anytime soon. Uh-huh. Enter if you dare.
The same concrete.
Ah.
Rusty steel.
Here's your big main parade ground with, I think that's a command post, the main command headquarters post back there in the trees. Maybe I will go downstairs here. This would be the middle gun. I think we'll go down after the third gun. You're loud. Yes, you tiny fat, you're loud. Gun spot number trace. I think I'm gonna go downstairs and see if there's anything left at the bottom of these gun hoists. Yeah, Flagler has a whole bunch of stuff left behind at the bottom of the hoists. Back into the depths we go. Some stuff, not a lot of stuff. There's the pretty gears. Looking at it this time, yeah. A lot of the wiring is still in here too. Can I open the junction box? I can open the junction box. Too bad there's nothing left. Oh. Ooh. I see stuff on the walls. These iron doors are in pretty good shape. Uh-huh.
And cedar holding it around the edges.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Almost. Almost read it. Probably 30 years ago you could probably still read it. Lead, and I saw pieces and a couple other words that didn't make much sense by themselves. There we go. 21 AP shot for second rifle blank lot something filled 1946. Something about explosive, prepared, charge, fuses, number 2,
Something.
RSTING, charge. So I think how they had it set up was the middle room held the shells, and then the 2 rooms on either side held the actual bag charges. That way if a shot hit the middle, it wouldn't set off the inner shells, and you'd keep as much distance between the bag charges as you could. Pass through for electrical. That's so cool. I've never seen these grates at any of the other forts I've been to yet.
Well, they're square on the bottom and round on the top.
Yeah.
Those are very similar to the same grates, except they're filled with glass in downtown Seattle for the underground.
Uh-huh. That's not squeaky at all. Does the hinge mechanism? Oh.
Gets a lot of use.
Oh. Oh. It still works. Oh. Sick. The mechanical clunking is so satisfying. So now I think we are officially underneath battery ash, which is the big 12-inch battery, the biggest battery on site. Anything exciting in there? Not particularly. Main entryway. Look at the size of the buildup. What does it look like out here? Those doors are in very nice condition. Yep, so that was battery ash. We rounded the corner on battery Joseph Ash, and then there's a small tunnel to the next battery. And all that crow action is, I'm sure, chasing a bald eagle. Yep, chasing a juvenile eagle. Or is it a raven? Oh no, it's just a raven. All right. Battery ash. So here's the top of a hoist. You'd have, I think this would be the rounds. The actual shells. Oh, it works. Oh, that's heavy. Heavy enough to try and keep blasts out. And you'd load a gun there. I think this is the first gun for ash. Do I got steps to get up on top, or do I have to take a ladder? I have to take a ladder. Okay. Well, ladder we go. And looks like somebody's stolen. Oh, maybe it's just frozen like that. All right, up the ladder we go. It looks like we might get a halfway decent view of the sound from up here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. That's more like it, sunshine. Ooh, think skinny thoughts. So we'll continue on that direction in a moment. Fat Robin. That is a view. So let me whip my map out so I can tell you exactly what I'm looking at. Now, the direction we are looking is pretty much due north. So you are looking over at Fort Eby over there. And then this low spot is, and then the point over here, I don't think it's that. And Fort Casey is over there. So that's Whidbey Island. That's the Eby pasture, which you can hike. Look at the current rip by that freaking marker buoy. Hola, senor. Oh yeah. The tide current ripping past this channel marker is pretty impressive. Looking back down towards Randall and Corals. Deer on top of the battery. Two deer on top of the battery. Scampering away. Into the trees they go. They're done. All done. So Fort Casey is over there. Or not Fort Casey. Eby's over there. And then Casey's over here behind the trees. We might get a decent view. Let me pull up the PDF map I downloaded. Oh my god, why won't it stay downloaded? That's so annoying. Out in front of Ash. Yeah, there's supposed to be a picnic bench and a viewpoint right here. Yeah, there's Fort Casey right there.
With the white building?
Way over here, yeah, that's the Fort Casey Lighthouse. And then there's the Worden Lighthouse too. Might have to come back to this spot and take a long exposure from here. Capture multiple forts all in one spot. Fort Casey's at that point down there. There's the lighthouse for here. And swing over, and Fort Eby's over there, which we have also done. Oh shit, yeah, there's a bald eagle hanging out right there too. Ah. Nice happy fat bald eagle there. And there goes the Victoria Clipper 5. Huh. What would be the best way to come back here after going over to the mortar pits? Oh, we can just cut back and swing back through. Yeah, we might do that. I think we might do that. Whew. And the Coast Guard lighthouse, and the other lighthouse over there. Turn that off. I see something in the trees over here further down. That must be the actual original observation post. But they don't let us go over there because it's probably halfway eroded.
Oh, that
Little, yeah.
If you go back in the woods, you can split over too.
Probably.
So this guy goes down and down.
Morning. Because that low wide green spot there is called Eby's pasture, and if you're here at a low tide, there is a official
Picture that way. You can then paint in, not Baker.
just gotta wait for it to clear out, right?
There's a bit of a hill there to the left of that little bit of a hill.
Got it. Yeah, you can get on the beach at Eby, and you can walk the beach all the way down to Fort Casey. That would be fun to do at some point. Yeah, so this is part of the bluff trail, which we may come back and do some other time, but shall we continue?
We're continuing. You done indoors?
No, we got one more. We got one more gun battery to wander through. And then the mortar pits are just open pits, pretty much. Oh, which way do I want to go down? Which ladder do I want to go down? I know that ladder was safe. I'll go down this ladder. We can go poke over here and go look at one of the batteries for corals, since we were underground for almost the entirety of corals. This is the final of 3 pits for battery corals here. And those are footings of old outbuildings. That's a hell of a shot. Let's get a picture and then we'll shoot a short. looking down the main gun line from Battery Corals over towards Battery Randall in Fort Worden State Park. And then we'll rotate around and go walk over to Dad standing on top of Battery Ash. Like now. Swing around, and now we're going to round the corner on top of Battery Ash over towards Father. And then we'll go down the ladder. Looking down into one of the 12-inch gun pits for Battery Ash. Alright, YouTube, ready to... Dad's doing some maintenance. Of course he is. Alright, let's go back down this ladder. Going down sucks. Coming up is much easier because I can see where I'm going. Should I be doing this? Possibly not. But they haven't chopped off the bottom and the tops of these ladders, so they still feel solid. Not like some of the other steel we've seen underground that is completely rusted out. And then once we leave Battery Ash, there's that underground tunnel to go over to the final of the main gun line batteries, which should be really fun to walk through. And that's where we came out of initially. There's the command box there. Don't think there's another. Oh, there might be another stairwell. There's another stairwell over here. That would be your ammunition hoist. Your second gun pit. And then this low tunnel goes from Ash over to Benson, which is another 10-inch gun battery. That's another cool shot. Let's back this up. Port side 12-inch gun pit of Battery Ash, walking through the low tunnel over to the 10-inch guns of Battery Benson. Access? Storage, probably just storage. Ooh. Oh. Oh, this is... Benson's much more intact. Huh. Okay, sick. Too bad I have no idea where Father went. Look at the bunker in there too. Alright, well, let's go. That's cool. Let's go stick our nose up at one of the gun pits and then we'll start exploring underground. Wow. This is... Huh. Oh, I bet that's where that stairs went up into that post. So there's one of the gun pits there. This is just auxiliary closet, and this is probably hoist. No, hoists are over there, so I don't know what this is. Auxiliary storage for oiling and such. Can I get this to move? almost, not quite. Not the first person to try, not the last person to try. We could bring out gallons and gallons of WD-40 for all these hinges. And it'd be a very satisfying couple of days, but it would be a long couple of days. All right. Do I walk through the tunnel first, or do I go up the stairs first? Let's go up the stairs. I have no idea where Dad is. He's somewhere over the rainbow. Let's go up here and take a look-see up here first. Other people. Oh, there's Father. Did that entryway up top go, or in the tunnel go up there? Have to check that out eventually. Oh, my throat just got really dry. That's a cool post. I know, it's kind of weird.
There's nowhere.
Yeah. But the architecture is really cool on this one. There we go, there's an entrance. There we go. Ooh, this one's actually still completely excavated, or excavated way down, I should say. Closetry space. Closetry space. Yeah. Here's your underground entrance. And I should probably take, yeah, should probably take a video walking through the ammunition hoist passageway on top of Battery, Benson. You've got, looks like one hoist on either side closed and one hoist on either side open. And all the associated storage spaces to go with. Oh no, this one is, yeah. And then stairs to nowhere. And then the starboard side gun pit. And then we will go down and into the bottom. I'm going down and in. Let's see how wide I can get this door open. Looks like it opens fairly freely. That's satisfying. Does this open? Sick. You know what? I'm gonna close it behind me for added dramatic effect. Oh yeah. Complete darkness. Down into the ammunition storage. Oh, this is cool. So that's the other side. I could have gone down that one, but that's not nearly as fun. And there's a slit trench here. Look at that, it's completely separate, completely wrapped in on its own. Inner bunker for ammunition storage. That's cool. Oh, it's wood roofed, or at least the wood's on the inside for the concrete to lay. That's cool. 2 sets of blast doors, because here's where you separate the inner bunker shell from the main bunker shell. And then, I believe, this is where the ammunition hoists are. One for the right hand or starboard side gun. back into this inner bunker, which this side is roofed in still. Huh. Father will be able to see me down the slit trench.
I'll get stuck.
Yeah, I'm stuck. I can't go any further. But it's a completely separate bunker within a bunker. And all their roof work is still here too. Father should be coming. Maybe. He's exploring. Hinge looks like it might work still too. Nope, it's frozen. Darn. Oh well. Should we go to the other side? So let's quick take a peek out at the bottom half. Bottom half look, bottom half look. Father is there. Slit trench, storage, slit trench, storage. Another tar paper. Huh. Yeah, this one, and with the window sets are still in here too. No, it's got tar paper.
The one where I said where I went in when the room went up.
Yeah.
The room before you go up was still covered in a green, like a jute mat with the green rubber on top of the walk in it. It's completely quiet. You can't hear yourself think.
I'll definitely have to go back over there. This one's definitely the best preserved out of all of them. It still even has the cribbing for the storage shelves in it. Yeah. Not a squeak on that hinge too. What about this one? This one's just bare concrete with the junction box. Okay. All right, screw it. Let's go up top over here really quick. Back up towards Battery Ash. Yeah, well, I thought you had continued all the way through.
Set your bunks up in here and take a nap.
Yeah.
Nobody in here.
Shitter. Shitter. That's a pooping hole. That's water pipes. This is the shitter.
See this one? It's got on the threshold.
Uh-huh.
And that room is still completely
Oh my goodness.
It's quiet.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden it's quiet.
Well, so
It's got all this stuff on the ceiling.
one of the smaller batteries at Flagler had this, but it was still on the walls too, and it was like dead quiet. It was quieter than this. There's some big pipes.
Big room, little room.
Interesting. Oh yeah, this is cool. Got Benson over there. Ash over there, Fort Casey in the distance. Obviously, there'd be no trees and other vegetation here to screen your view of the Puget Sound and Admiralty Inlet when it was being built, but it's been 80 years since it's been necessary, so you've had 80 years of nature taking its course.
Growing trees.
Mm-hmm.
Deer come to keep all the grass from being nibbled down.
Yeah.
Yes, they can.
Cool. Cool. One of the command posts at Flagler, like one of the detached command posts, still had like the range plaques in it too. What's also weird is, as far as I saw, the first battery Randall is the only one that had a plaque on it. Had a name plaque on it. The rest of them I didn't see have plaques. Huh. Alright, let's go up to see what this little post is and then the tunnel. And I think we'll walk over to the artillery pits, but between now and then I'm gonna have to change batteries on the GoPro. You know, it might. I think the stairs here, but probably because it's caved in. Well, this is just by itself.
To protect over the top of that. See Henry Benson right there.
Oh shit, yeah, okay. That's cool. Yeah, the Benson one is definitely the most intact and best looking out of the 4 so far.
Can't get loose. Pushed it too far, had to unlock it.
Oh.
That's what it was.
Ah.
When I got here.
Oh, there's writing here too. Or at least there was. A long time ago. Alright, so we're here at Benson. So I want to go to the artillery pits. Open, please. You've got to be kidding me.
Just a road up here.
Yeah. So it looks like we follow the road that's here on the main base level or up top. Either way, I want to go this way because it shows it'll wrap around and get to the artillery pits from this direction. And this looks,
Rain.
it's trying to prinkle.
Just ain't gonna wash it.
All right, now that we're back down here where we've seen the things we have seen, because I've got 24% battery left on this, I'm gonna swap batteries. Battery installed. What is father giggling about? Oi. I think this is gonna... That would suck to be transiting in this tunnel when the guns were going off. That would absolutely suck. I think this is gonna take us directly to the mortar pits. Takes us directly to somewhere. And yes, YouTube, it is raining while sunning out. Welcome to Washington. And the answer to that is no. I think we're on the other side of the parade ground. You coming? I don't know. It's raining out here.
Is this the last battery down here?
There's a detached battery, but we were just gonna wrap around. Oh, I see what we did. It won't let me zoom in though. We came up the tunnel. What does that say? Headquarters? I think it says there's a headquarters building up here.
Huh. It's a little moist out though.
A little bit. There's an actual building left, not just a foundation.
There's fuel tanks over there too. It might just be foundation. Kind of looks like it might just be foundation, although I see steps over here. I see a building roof there.
Over there.
This is definitely a building foundation of some sort here. Might be a kitchen because that looks smokestack-y maybe. I don't know. Ooh. That looks like an observation post.
Don't need all your overtime money to restore it.
Yeah,
The whole place.
pretty much. That looks like the end of a water pipe. H2 trail to the command post. Ah, these are old spotting towers. Concrete columns in this area, all that remain of a building that once housed the telescopes used for spotting enemy ships on the Strait of Juan de Fuca. The building has 3 sets of observation and plotting rooms. The layout of the structures was staggered to provide the best view of ships of the strait. Huh.
3 different dudes spotting it, telling exactly the direction, and you square it up.
Interesting. Well, it says the command post is over here, so that's probably what this tall building is up on the stairs. You want to go up that first before we go to the artillery? Or the mortar?
Sure.
The mortar shacks?
Tell you, trees put the roots in the ground.
Yeah. So I think this will take us down to the command post. Huh? Yeah. That looks kind of modern.
Yeah, it's very lightweight, like TV baby. Two-wire TV antenna.
All right, you go up steps first for scale.
I gotta go down the slope track.
I'm not sure you'll fit. Uh-huh.
Tell me this was a leg day.
Every day's leg day. These are very awkwardly spaced steps. I don't like that. Yeah.
Gasoline engine with a windings.
Huh.
1913 Model T. Somebody else, not Ford. That ain't a Ford. Hercules power. Hercules engine. G, no. CWC.
Down the ladder you go? Probably not. 4303D, 3 3/4 bore, GWG, yeah.
GWG is. The Hercules is. Those they also made boat motors. Sparkled made.
Yeah. You think she'll crank?
It might be Hercules you get it to crank.
Oh, it's disconnected. They took the worm gear out. They took the starter gear out. Dang it.
Cylinder iron.
Hey, Dad. I think your intakes are a little shot.
Those are exhaust. This is your intake here. Intake on top, exhaust out that way.
Mm-hmm, still shot.
And cast iron.
Yeah.
1/4 inch, 3/16 plate. Bet she put out some electricities.
Shh. Tickle, tickle. Definitely gave a set of the tickle, tickle. I think there's an actual entrance down there.
Back down the stairs?
I think there's an entrance to another section of building. This doesn't look like it leads anywhere. Well, maybe it does through that side door? Maybe? It does. It looks like it. There's a ladder right there. How adventurous do we feel today, YouTube? All the gun shields are up.
Those are all locked up. I bet you can't get in. Those are all closed. You can't get in.
Do I hop in the ladder from up top and adventure this? Caution, YouTube. Flat, smooth concrete, slippery when wet. Be prepared to eat shit upon landing. Uh-oh. It's blocked off. Uh-oh. Ooh! There's a very large radiator in here. Yeah. Yeah, there's a ladder out right here. Ignore the profanity on the walls, YouTube. You jumping in or not? Okay, fine. Yeah, it's just this one room. I mean, it looks like there's definitely supposed to be a stairwell going further down, but they've got it blocked off. Depressing. Darn. Oh, that's because the keeper's in the way. Oh yeah, it still works. Oh, that was satisfying. All right, now I gotta try and climb out of this bojangly ass ladder.
It's only one janky step.
Yeah, I know.
And then when you get up here, there's nothing to hold on to.
Again, YouTube, this is not advised. Pardon, but the, oh God, am I gonna be too fat? With my backpack.
There's a fire underneath and you get out.
Oh, that's the janky step. This isn't OSHA approved. Ta-da. The magic of birth. Oh, that's weird. That's weird. I could hear the plane through the bunker, but not through the air. Sunshine and sprinkles at the same time. Even if there's nothing over here, as long as we just go over to this main path and hang a left back here, we'll make it to the mortar pits. And the answer to that is open door? It looks pretty closed off to me. Caution, hazardous area, authorized personnel only. So this is the actual command post. Cleaned by Fort Worden and Coaster Zoo Museum. Oh. Well, hopefully this facility will be tours in summer 2007. Cleaned out 3,900 pounds of trash and debris. So, AKA they were in the midst of getting it open and then lost funding.
Just empty room. Ain't nothing in there. Ain't nothing in there.
Oh, darn.
Yes, hinders.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
As long as we go
Dokie from here.
leftish, we should end up at the 2 mortar pits.
Unless we're too high up.
System Road, that junction. So yeah, we should be coming up. Ah, that's Alexander's Bluff. That's gonna look right down, not right down, but close to where the car's parked. So that's Alexander's Bluff overlook. So we're around here, and there'll be this dirt path here, and we'll take this dirt path over, and this will take us to the first, this will take us to the first set of the mortar pits. This will be the Brennan battery, and then the Powell batteries further along. All right, this is the Brennan battery. This is gonna be 2 mortar pits. Each pit originally held 4 12-inch mortars, I believe, which instead of a gun shooting a fairly flat trajectory, a mortar went way up and way down to pierce the thin roof armor of ships and boats and things like that. But like I was saying earlier, they quickly removed half the mortars out of each pit and shifted them over to the western front in 1915. Because A, they realized that it was really hard to keep up 16 mortars firing at the same time. They could keep 8 mortars firing just as quickly. And B, they really needed mortars out on the western front. Ooh, ladder. Except I don't see any light coming out of the top. Oh, I do see light coming out of the top. Where does that poke out? That's a lot of ladder rungs. That is a lot of ladder rungs for one hand. And if these are designed the same as the Flagler ones, this next door lets us go all the way around the back with the big rails. Yeah, I remember this. Let's go for a walk. Uh-oh, caution, rails may fall.
Rail man down. Sorry about the Subaru.
That one's about ready to. 2, 3, 4, 6. Must be for mortar storage, probably high explosive versus armor piercing versus fragmentation. So when they go, hey, go get me one of these out of section yada yada. Oh yeah, and they're not very happy on this side. Alright, so do we go try and climb that ladder? I see a ventilation tube, but that's not where it came out at.
Yeah, it's just a bunny hop on top.
But it went up and it went over.
Yeah. You can go to that.
I was trying to get you to go because I'm stuck holding the camera. Oh. That's the one, I don't need that on. probably where the central command hut sat, I would think. Oh, this one looks like it has a big underground entryway. And this is the second of the 2 Brannon mortar pits. And we'll go in there. Yeah. Actually, I haven't seen one of these dug out like this yet. They've always been filled in. Oh, yeah. Big, short, stubby, fat boy guns.
Those are cool.
Yeah. Between Battery Powell and Battery Brannon was an underground complex that had various uses over the years, but was meant to maintain the war chest of fuses, explosive powder bags, and tools to load the mortar barrel, which is going to be that entrance over there. I'm going to go see how far deep this is excavated, and then we'll go see if we can get into the underground in between, and that will probably be the end of this video. It's a nice modern looking master lock there. Huh? No, there's a modern master lock on one of these doors. Just kind of lame, but okay. Swing hole! Ew. Ew. Yuck. Yuck. Ooh, this one's got lots of writing on it. This one looks to be in slightly better condition, but it's going to do the same thing and wrap around. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh. There's even a light bulb in there. There's even a light bulb in this other side where that door comes in. That door that's dug into the side of the mountain. Someone's got a modern swirly incandescent bulb screwed into it.
Numbers I might have on my keychain.
Yeah. And this is still going to be a damn near hour-and-a-half long video. Oh well. Bicycle race, bicycle race, bicycle race. Do 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 do. It doesn't look like I can go in there. And I cannot go in there. Damn. Damn. I guess not. I guess not. Yeah. And this, I believe, is just... Ooh, there's another one. Oh, this is going to be the other mortar pit set, which they look the same. So, I guess this is called Radar Road. Is there a radar hut over here? Oh, there is another building over here somewhere. I said this is called, huh? It's got a gray box on the map, so it's at least a foundation. I guess we'll go look at that. We'll walk past this other mortar pit set, and I can run the outro. So, thank you for joining us on this Cooley Outdoors adventure, where part 1 of walking around Fort Worden, where we explored the main gun line battery of 10 and 12-inch guns and the 2 12-inch mortar batteries and some other outbuildings. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you complain about this video being too long, I do have sections chunked out so you could fast forward into each specific battery. Otherwise, don't complain about that, because you know what, if you don't like it, you can go watch something else. What's next? Well, we're gonna go find a beach to walk on. Maybe dig an overlook before we go walk on the beach. And then we're gonna go home. And obviously, with this being part 1, there eventually will be a part 2 and probably a part 3 of wandering around. That's a cool shot. How deep in those mortar batteries are. And then as spring goes further and further along, with especially with the complete lack of snow we've had this winter, we should be able to start doing all sorts of hikes now that it is springtime. So yeah, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Ciao. And I'm assuming this radar hut is,
There's a road there.
well, that goes down towards Battery Talls and the beach. So that's still Battery Way. It should be.
I see a building. It's got windows.
That would be the radar hut.
What's left of it.
Yeah. Found you. No, doesn't even care.
Squirrel?
No, deer.
Oh.
Hi.
What are you doing up there, dude?
Yeah, I see your nubs starting to come out.
Big boy.
Yeah.
Big boy.
And this would be what's left of the radar hut. Obviously, it's built out of corrugated steel because, you know, radar wasn't a thing until World War II, and this was originally built in the 1900s. But because it's built out of corrugated steel, it is rotted the hell down. Poor thing.
Concrete and steel.
Yeah. With a lot of overgrowth. Ta-da!